Hi everyone, Clayton speaking. Um, so this little video I'm going to try and explain the way I paint flames. I'll go from, I don't know, let's call it from the sublime to the ridiculous. This will be the easy. I've got 4 miniatures here. I've basically just sort of set them up in, well, in levels of stupidity really, because this thing at the back is just ridiculous, the amount of time that I spent painting that thing. But the first flames, they're the easy ones here. I've worked out I can put my torch on my phone too, so might actually get some better videos. So this one here, just knee pad work. This is a proper Legion of the Damned miniature. This is the one that I showed in my first video of this series. So the knee pads, the flames, they're sculpted into this miniature, which makes it a little bit easier. Basically, this is undercoated with Chaos Black, and then it was just probably 2 coats of. It would have been Skull White back when I painted this, not the ceramite that you have now. You used to be able to get Skull White in a paint pod. There was I do remember doing this, guy. So there was 2 coats done over the knee pads. Now I know other people paint their flames straight over black, and that's cool because that's how they're done, but I'll get to that. These ones are more of your sort of cartoony, your comical style, because there's a lot of different flames. So this one here, quite simply, is Bad Moon Yellow over the white, one colour. You can see that on the tips. So the whole thing, all of those flames are painted Bad Moon Yellow. Just that simple. Now, in some of the little edges, if you don't want to paint it all the way Bad Moon Yellow, you can just leave a little tiny bit of the Skull White poking through. Just gives it a bit of a hard line highlight, but it really doesn't matter. If it's just all yellow, that's cool. The next colour for this one is the equivalent now would be, well, not now, but I would have used one of the older yellows back in the day, Fire Dragon Orange perhaps. I don't know, maybe I'm making that colour up, I don't know. But anyway, this is the colour you can use now, Fiery Orange. And basically all that is I just thin the paint down, and then I take it from the bottom, so the very bottom of the knee pad here, and then you just sort of flick your brush up and get it to a point. So from the base, all along the base here is all that fiery orange. Just flicking your brush up like so, and then you can see just in this bit here, you can see where the orange comes through. Don't take the orange all the way. Try and work into the thirds, like I said about the bone. When you're working in your thirds, it just basically when you start to work in thirds, it'll highlight and shade itself all in the same time you're painting it. The next color after that I used, Ruby Red. So same thing again, working in the thirds. The Ruby Red was done obviously all across the bottom of that base, and just a little tiny flicking up. So you've got yellow, orange, red. That simple. That's it. That's all I did. And like I said, if you do these style of flames over a white undercoat, it'll look cool. It'll look comical, old school hot rod style flames. That's what you want. Right, this is the next one. This is a really old Warlock that I painted. I don't know, this is a lead miniature, so you can imagine how old it is. This would be one of the first Warlocks ever produced. The third Warlock ever produced by Games Workshop. Now, the flames with this, basically the same. These are freehand flames, however. I did paint these on. And it's just squiggly lines. Really just do squiggly lines. And the part you don't want to worry about, believe it or not, is you don't want to worry about while you're doing your flames is this bottom bit. You just forget it. Don't worry about it. Start at a point, a tip. Draw some squiggly lines down. That's all you need to do. Just draw, what have I got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've done 12 squiggly lines. And now what you do is once you've got your squiggly lines painted in your white, you just come back over them, and you just join them up with a little curve. Okay, so from here, that line would have went straight down there. That one there would have intersected and crossed over it and gone all the way down there. And then what I've done with the white is I've just put a curve. Join them all up. You can see it's the same process the whole way along. From there, what you do is this bit down here, this will be all solid white. So then you just start to paint your white in. I didn't use this brush obviously, but I'm just using it as a pointer. You just start to paint all your whites in, and again, this is the sort of style of flame I was going for. It's a, well, not really a realistic. It's more of a cartoony, sort of a comical style that I just think pops out of the miniature better. It's painted on white. It does the job. So again, I've used Bad Moon Yellow, but because of the surface area of this one, I've introduced another colour on this one, which is Golden Yellow. So I'm working in quarters with this one. With the quarters, you start, I undercoated white, I think I've said that. Then I've gone over it all with Bad Moon Yellow. I've cut down a quarter, I've gone over all of it with the Golden Yellow. So those three colours I did in solids. Now, the next one I used was, it would have been, like I said, one of the Eldar oranges, but you can use fiery orange now. It's a very similar technique to how I did the first Marine, but just used a bigger brush, and you can see how I flick the paint up. It's not smooth, it's not a gradual thing, it's not meant to be. It's meant to be exactly how it looks. Comical, hot rod style flames. That's realistic flames, but we'll get to that. So these are just really simple tips, guys, so you're not wasting or painting 30 coats of bloody yellow onto something. Just use white to start off with. Make your life easier. Light colours, paint it over white, job's done. And then the ruby red was the last bit. Again, you can see where I flicked the paint up, and it just looks like little specks. Now, this is working in quarters, like I said. You can see where it differentiates between the different colours, all done in the quarters. Because it's a larger surface area, I worked in quarters. On this little guy here, I worked in thirds. Same sort of principle. As you go up into bigger miniatures, you can cut it back to fifths. If you want to introduce 5 colours, use it in fifths. Pull them back into each other if you're not confident with blending. If you don't want to blend ruby red with golden yellow to get a colour that's sort of just after fiery orange, don't do that. Use that one as a solid colour first. Then that one cut down the quarter, that one cut down the quarter, that one cut down the quarter. It's pretty simple. It works for me. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are going, this guy's got no idea what he's talking about, but yep, good for you. Now, this one here, Legion of the Damned, so this is the miniature I'm really working with at the moment. Now, with this guy, I've gone into a bit more depth. I'm just slowly bringing this up so it focuses. Now, with this one, I've actually introduced black into the flames. I'll show you the colours that I've used for this one. So I started Bad Moon Yellow, Sunburst Yellow, Golden Yellow, Fiery Orange. I then used a red glaze. Then I used Ruby Red. And then, believe it or not, I used Armor Wash. So the technique here, these are all painted over white as well. Because I'm not going for that realistic style. there's a style around at the moment, guys, where in hot rodding terms, it's they go for a realistic flame type. Mike Lavallee, check out some of his videos. I mean, that cat is basically the best on the planet at doing it. Unbelievable. It actually looks like your freaking bonnet's on fire. He is that good. This is not the style I'm going for. This is, well, I guess, okay, it kind of is and it kind of isn't. It's a halfway between. So I've used white as the base coat. I've then used Bad Moon Yellow all over it. But what I've done here is I've gone opposite. So you'll see with these flames, the yellow's at the top. With these flames, yellow's down the bottom. I don't really know if there's... A lot of people will say, well, the source of ignition will always be at the bottom, so that's where the flame burns brighter. Yeah, sure, cool. I did chemistry at school and we set all manner of things on fire, and, well, yeah, you'd never generalise when it comes to flames, that's for damn sure. So I just wanted to switch it up a little bit and just paint it something a little bit different, and I knew I was going to do the black on the tip of these flames. That's why I changed the colours around. So I've started with the yellow, like I said, Bad Moon. And I actually did use this brush. Can I find it? That one there, this tiny ridiculous little brush. This is just a Citadel fine detail brush. It's customized though. I don't you see all my brushes there. I wouldn't, oh, that's not going to focus. I wouldn't have a paintbrush there that is how it come out of the packet. I cut them, I flare them, I hit them with hammers on the aluminium to spread them out. I do all manner of stupid things, but that's just my style. It's how I like to do it. But all of these flames were done with this little tiny brush, and I worked in, unbelievably, what I got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I didn't work in a rule of 7 like I did with these other miniatures, but Bad Moon Yellow. Then I just cut it in a little bit with the Sunburst Yellow, brought it a little bit with a Golden Yellow. Okay, from there, I went over all of it with a red glaze. Didn't water it down, just went over it with a red glaze. Just makes it a little bit shinier, gives it a little bit more depth. Please focus. Okay. So the red glaze was put on. I then used the fiery orange. Now with the yellow, the orange, and the red, I went back into that rule of thirds that I was talking about earlier. From the orange, I went to the ruby red. Then I went back over it again, believe it or not, down the bottom in Bad Moon Yellow, and then tiny little stripes of armor wash. So that one there. That's what I've used. Oh, I don't even know if this will ever focus. Probably not. I'm using my mobile phone. That's made it worse or better. Yeah, that's alright. You can see the little tiny black stripes. So they run about halfway down. I really only run those black stripes through the darker colours. So through your reds and your orange. I wouldn't put them through yellows, to be honest. It'll take away too much of it. But so yeah, that's just one technique, guys. And this knee pad, that's just a bit of freehand on there. Bad Moon Yellow, Sunburst Yellow, Golden Yellow, Fiery Orange, and I left it at that. Then I used the Ruby Red to paint the numbers on, and then just around, you can just see around those bits there, I just kind of used the red just on the top, just to give it a bit of depth, and then right on the extreme edge, I've used the armor wash. So it's just that flicking technique. Actually, that doesn't, it's focusing up there. So I've probably confused the hell out of everyone. Sorry if I have. It's just, that's the way I do flames. Whether it's right or wrong, it is what it is. These ones. Oh, Christ, I don't even know where to start. This was all done over black. Very much in the style of the realistic style of flames. Look, guys, what I'll do is I'll actually do another video on this because it's going to take me a while to explain and go through the color segregations that I've used for this, the blending techniques, because you can probably see that there is an unbelievable amount of colors in that, a lot more than what's just there. So I've actually used browns and all sorts to get these colors. So that'll be another video, guys. Anyway, thanks for watching. Cheers for all the subs. And feel free to leave comments. I'm a big boy. I can take criticism. Cheers, guys. Have a good one.